Have you ever made a mistake so big you thought there was no way back? He was homeless, hungry, desperate for food, but no one even looked at him or gave him anything, walking on the street empty. Then he got a job feeding pigs, something no Jewish person would normally do because pigs were considered unclean. There, he wished to eat the food of pigs, but still no one gave him to eat. This is the stage pride brought him to. Jesus once told a story about a son who broke everything: trust, love, even his father's heart. But what happened next might change the way you see God forever. It's not just a story about rebellion and regret. It's a story about a father who ran toward the very son who walked away. Stay with us. This story could change everything. Before we begin, if you've ever felt far from God, hit the like button and make sure to subscribe, because these stories will remind you that you're never too far gone. Please listen as we view the story together. Then he said, "A certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, 'Father, give me the portion of goods that falls to me.' So he divided to them his livelihood, and not many days after, the younger son gathered all together, journeyed to a far country, and they wasted his possessions with prodigal living. But when he had spent all, there arose a severe famine in that land, and he began to be in want. Then he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his fields to feed swine. And he would gladly have filled his stomach with the pods that the swine ate, and no one gave him anything." You see, the father was a kind man who loved his family very much. He owned a big piece of land, full of fields, animals, and workers. Life was good. The older son worked hard every day, helping his father in the fields. But the younger son, he had a restless heart. He didn't want to stay on the farm. He dreamed of adventure, excitement, and living life his way. One day, the younger son went to his father and said, "Father, give me my share of the inheritance." Now, this was a shocking thing to ask. In those days, asking for your inheritance early was like saying, "I don't care about you, I just want your money." But the father loved his son, and even though it hurt him deeply, he agreed. The father gave him some money. The younger son happily accepted the money and decided to move to a faraway land to spend his wealth. The younger son set off to a faraway land. At first, life was amazing. He bought fancy clothes, threw huge parties, and made lots of friends, or at least people who loved his money. But the son wasn't careful. He wasted everything, every single coin, on wild living. No saving, no planning, just spending and partying. After he spent all that he has, all his friends left him alone. He walked the streets empty, his fine clothes torn, stomach growling with hunger. But still none of his so-called friends decided to help him or give him something to eat. Then a famine hit the land. Food was scarce, jobs were scarce, and the young man had nothing left. No home, no money, no friends. He was so desperate, he got a job feeding pigs, something no Jewish person would normally do because pigs were considered unclean. He was so hungry, he wished he could eat the pig food, but no one gave him to eat. That's how low he had fallen. But when he came to himself, he said, "How many of my father's hired servants have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? I will arise and go to my father, and will say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you, and I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants.' And he arose and came to his father. But when he was still a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and in your sight, and am no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father said to his servants, 'Bring out the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and sandals on his feet, and bring the fatted calf here and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found.' And they began to be merry. One day, sitting there in the mud, he thought to himself, 'Even the servants at my father's house have more than enough food, and here I am, starving to death. I'll go home. I'll tell my father I'm sorry. I'll say, I don't deserve to be called your son. Just let me work as a servant.' So he got up and started the long journey home. But what he didn't know was that his father had been waiting every day, looking down that long road, hoping to see his son again. And then the father ran to him, not walking, not waiting, running, arms wide open. Before the son could even finish his apology, the father threw his arms around him and kissed him. 'My son was dead, and now he's alive. He was lost, and now he's found.' The father didn't scold him. He didn't make him work to earn his forgiveness. He forgave him instantly because he loved him. And not only that, he ordered the servants, 'Quick, bring the best robe, put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Prepare a feast. We're going to celebrate.' Now his older son was in the field, and as he came and drew near to the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called one of the servants and asked what these things meant. And he said to him, 'Your brother has come, and because he has received him safe and sound, your father has killed the fatted calf.' But he was angry and would not go in. Therefore his father came out and pleaded with him. So he answered and said to his father, 'Lo, these many years I have been serving you. I never transgressed your commandment at any time. And yet you never gave me a young goat that I might make merry with my friends. But as soon as this son of yours came, who has devoured your livelihood with harlots, you killed the fatted calf for him.' And he said to him, 'Son, you are always with me, and all that I have is yours. It was right that we should make merry and be glad, for your brother was dead and is alive again, and was lost and is found.'" Luke 15:11-32. But not everyone was happy. When the older son came back from the fields and heard the music, he asked, "What's going on?" When he found out the celebration was for his brother, he was angry and said to his father, "I've worked hard for you all these years and you never threw a party for me. But now this son of yours comes home after wasting everything, and you throw a feast for him?" The father went out to him and said, "My son, you're always with me, and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate because your brother was lost, and now he's found." Jesus told this story to show us something amazing about God. No matter how far we run, no matter how badly we mess up, God never stops loving us. When we turn back to Him, He runs to meet us with open arms. Maybe you feel like the younger son today, ashamed, broken, and far from home. Or maybe you feel like the older son, hurt, wondering if your faithfulness has been forgotten. Wherever you are, God is waiting, and He is ready to welcome you with joy. Because with God, no one is ever too far gone to be loved. Have you ever felt like you are too far gone to be forgiven? You're not. God still runs toward you, just like the father in this story. Remember, no mistake is too big. No heart is too far gone. When you turn back, love runs toward you, not away from you. Comment below. Which part of this story spoke to you the most? Like and share if you believe everyone deserves a second chance. Subscribe for more stories that bring God's love to life. Help us share the love of God today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.